Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight. Unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, thirst trap, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, thirst trap, trap squad.
Hey, so my man say, so we let a voice be heard every single weeknight, unapologetic.
Yeah.
Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on the daily, we still throwing up them acorns because we represent
clickbaity. Hey.
Oh man, bro, if you still watching this show, man, we need you to update that, dog.
Yeah, where's our family at?
Yeah, man. Listen. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. I am one of your three hosts, Marcus Farrell, coming all the way live from the great state of Georgia. That's right above my home state of Florida. I'm joined tonight by my co-host, Ben Dixon. But before we give it over to Ben, I want to make sure that everybody likes and subscribes to Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. If you're watching on the Ben Dixon channel, if you are watching on the Clickbaity channel, please like and subscribe to Ben Dixon. And if you're watching on Ben Dixon and the Clickbaity channel, please go over there and like and subscribe to the Marcus Farrell Live channel, where I will be still producing more stuff. Ben, I'm gonna need a little push from you at some point on that one right there. But yes, I think we're doing some pretty cool stuff.
For sure.
Yeah. So how's it going, my brother?
Hey man, it's going, man. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You know how old black men say it. You know what I mean? We got all the cliches. But it's a lovely Tuesday night, man. Glad to be here. Shout out to our third co-host, Mayor Mundell Robinson. He will, as he gets an opportunity to jump in, he'll jump in and we'll just bring him up to speed. And anytime, man, proud of your work that you're doing over there, man, on your channel. Be glad to support. And everybody who's watching this, if you are a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. And shout out to everyone in the chat room. We do need you to hit that share, like, and subscribe button, because we are by far the most suppressed channel and channels across YouTube. There's no doubt. There's no question about it. Most people, when they come in, they always come in like, wait a minute, I didn't get a notification. Well, you didn't get a notification because YouTube doesn't really send them out for our channels anymore. But that's okay. And we're not worried about that because we know what the Lord has for us is for us. When we break through, they're going to be like, where these people came from. We ain't new to this. We true to this. We've been here. That's what we're talking about.
That's right, man. Listen, first off, before we get into politics, I want to give a shout out to all of my people making major changes this year. All of my people who are watching right now, who said they were going to do something on January 1st and ended up doing it, well done. And also to the people who said they were going to do it and fell off track. Let me tell you something. You got a perfect opportunity right now to get back on that high horse and go ahead and ride that thing all the way to success. Hey, man, listen. The price of eggs is up to $6.60 here in Atlanta, Georgia right now.
Good God Almighty.
And, you know, I want to see where that is making America great again. I really want to figure it out. These conservative folks listen, because everybody who watches this show know I got exactly the same amount of smoke for the conservatives as I do for moderates, right? I'm a leftist, but that's because leftists actually help all the population. And it seems like the other two entities, the conservatives and the moderates, they only want to help rich people.
Yeah.
And I'm sick and tired of the gaslighting from this Trump administration. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. I had ordered me a Cybertruck.
Man.
Right. Marcus ordered him a Cybertruck.
Return to sender, bro.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Oh.
Let me give you the whole spiel.
Let me fall back. Tell the story, Doc.
Hey, hold on. Now, here's the thing. I never really rocked with Elon Musk, but I used to rent Teslas all the time. Like, I used to get them on Turo. I thought they were really cool trucks to have a road trip with the Tesla. If you know where you're kind of going, it's kind of cool, right? And then one thing happened, and we're going to get into it. I heard the rumor before it really did happen that Dodge was thinking about shutting down the Department of Education. And it hit me. And I'm happy that hit me before I drove around Atlanta in a Cybertruck and got hit by something else. But it hit me. I ordered the Cybertruck in early January. And you know what? That's just some money that I'm not going to get back, man. And that's fine. I canceled my order on the Cybertruck. I am going to get something else that's going to be a lot more suitable, maybe electric, maybe not. I might just get a good old-fashioned Detroit-built two-seater pickup truck, because there ain't nobody else with me besides Wody, who is sitting right there, right? So I decided against it. And come to find out today that Trump has asked employees of the Department of Education that they have 24 hours or 48 hours to get out. And I just want to put this in a historical context so you guys understand why this is a problem. Of course, most of you guys know that it's a problem, but how does this impact the Black community, and especially the Black folks who are supporting Trump, right? How does it impact America? First off, let's talk about poverty in America. You do realize that the public school system is one of the only meals that some children in our society will be able to get.
Come on.
The public school system, whether weak or strong, no matter where you are, gives kids an opportunity to get a basic education to live in the society that we call America right now. So, middle-class white people, this is a slippery slope, folks. What happens when the Department of Education goes away and these Republican led state governments, like in the South and in some places in the Midwest, and the national government decides that we're not going to fund public schools anymore? We want to take education full voucher. Believe it or not, it's the biggest scam of our lifetime that we are seeing right here in front of our face as we speak. Your child's opportunities to go to college might go away.
Yeah.
Your child's opportunity to eat food might go away. Stay-at-home moms, your opportunity to just get a couple of hours of rest from them badass kids might go away. And that includes white women. Hey, white ladies, y'all asked for this. So here's what I'm saying. We got to figure out how we can resist. We got to figure out how we can fight back. Ben, what are your thoughts on it?
I honestly, shy of, here it is, 2026 midterms. What up, man?
What up, man?
Yeah.
Mayor Mundell in the house. Actually, I'm gonna stop mid-sentence and welcome you to the show, man.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for having me.
Bro, you got to tell me like how your camera be looking so good on Roller Martin, and then you go, oh, well, no, it's clearing up. It's clearing up. You looking fresh. You looking fresh.
Be
All
patient.
right.
Be patient.
Okay, I had to wait for it to propagate properly.
What's up, guys? It's good to see y'all.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm good, man. It's good to see y'all. I had to go to North Carolina for a meeting and then fly back, so I'm back.
Wait. Lean your head down just a little bit. Man, them dogs are dogging, man. I see you, bro.
Man, that ain't nothing but juices and berries.
Man, I used to do, man, back in my 20s, man, I had the dogs, man. I ain't got nothing but the balls down, man. But that's looking fresh over there, bro.
Yeah, y'all gonna pick on me next week.
What you got going on next?
Oh, I'm coloring it.
Oh, you getting the fresh?
I'm getting fresh faded and putting some color in it, man. I'm going through my midlife.
All right. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't what,
why not, man? I live in Atlanta. Pause.
Ain't none of us want to follow up on that statement.
Yeah.
I just got here. I'm only here so I don't get fined. So I'm definitely not responding to that.
You know why I'm here. Anyway, man, we talk about the Department of Education.
Go ahead. I was listening to y'all in the car a little bit, but it was breaking up because I'm in the country.
Anyway, we're talking about Department of Education, and Marcus just asked me, like, what do I think? What do we do? I mean, I think we got to take the blows, but make the best of every blow. Like, they're gonna hit us hard, and there's not a whole lot that we could do to stop them short of 2026. And if you all have a strategy, please let me know, because I'd be glad to correct myself. But shy of getting enough power in the Senate and the Congress in 2026 to literally reverse some of these things, and we'd have to have like a super majority to reverse some of them with legislation to make it veto proof. And then really have a real threat of impeachment, like a serious threat of impeachment. But if we don't capitalize on it and people really see the damage, it's a shame. Like, people have to be hurt. There are people who are losing tens of thousands of jobs, hundreds of thousands of jobs all over this country. And if we don't help them remember what's happening and how we got here, 2026 will come along and people will still be like, oh, I don't want to vote because it ain't going to make no difference. And I think 2026 is our first chance to strike back. But I'm glad to be corrected if y'all got some other strategies.
Here's the problem, Ben. Republicans are already, we're talking about 2026 like it's his future thing. Republicans are already doing 2026. Byron Donaldson already let us know he's running for governor. These people are already preparing for what's next, right? And the Democrats are still running around here talking about play nice, don't interrupt, don't push back on Donald Trump and civil rights and civil liberties. So the problem is hold on a second. Marcus, are we not on Clickbaity?
I thought we were, man. I'll straighten that out real quick.
All right. So for me, what the problem is, Ben, is we are a dollar late, like we always are.
Always.
The Republicans started talking about pro-life in the 50s. It wasn't until this century that we started saying that if you pro-life, ain't a death penalty. We should have said that the first time we heard it, and they would have never said pro-life again. We said we were pro-choice. We have a messaging and also a reaction problem. We wait to the latest moment to pretend, which makes our politics seem transactional, which is why our base voters sit out elections, because they say, who the hell is doing anything for the Democratic Party for me as a candidate? And that's our problem. We beat ourselves in elections we don't even have to.
Agree.
Hey, listen, they are working on modern day feudalism to me. To me, they are working towards a feudalism, but they haven't thought this thing all the way through, fellas. Like, let's think about it for a second. So you want, because I mean, it's a perfect plan. It's a perfect plan. Let Elon Musk and his friends make all the money, right? Let's get rid of the educated left, right? As problematic as they can be, let's get rid of them and let's start with their kids. Let's make a future that only calls for feudalism. All these Negroes with these DEI jobs and stuff. No, it's really white ladies. But all these Negroes with these DEI jobs, let's go ahead and stop them from having jobs. Maybe we can get private corporations to stop hiring them also. So now they need a job. Well, we just got rid of all the Latinx folks that work in the fields. The Negroes will be able to work out there. You see how this thing is going? These guys want a modern day feudalism, caste system. They're doing it by dismantling our education systems. Now listen, they did find some unnecessary stuff. All right, we gotta be real. but the harm that they're causing, trying to utilize these moments of doing one decent thing with trying to confuse that one decent thing that they might have found with getting rid of the Department of Education, with getting rid of the FAA. And let me tell you something, folks, I am learning how to fly a plane right now, and I am thinking about discontinuing my training. Honestly, I flew this morning over Atlanta, and I'm thinking about discontinuing my training just because I'm not certain if another plane is gonna. They got rid of people here in Atlanta also.
That
Think
part.
about that when you take your trips.
That
Mark,
part.
hold on. Let me ask you a question, Marcus. Wait, did you just say? I need to make sure I understand what you were saying. Before the plane part, you were talking about something that was extremely interesting.
Feudalism. They are working to create modern day feudalism, and it's all connected. This whole thing is to create a serfdom.
Yep.
It's to create a system
exactly right.
where we're all living in one city like Atlanta or New York or certain places, right? And where the rich people get to stay there, and the poor people have to work the farms and everywhere else outside of these cities. They're getting rid of our education, so we won't. If you don't have a K through 12 program, you can't go to anybody's college. If you get rid of the funding to the HBCUs, these black folks can't go anywhere. If you get rid of fundamental services, then that means that they're going to be dependent on something else. Now, what strengthens during this process? What strengthens during all this? They want to get rid of public and increase private. That means that we're going to have to now officially go to the private companies for all of the things that we need. Therefore, that means that we're going to all be working for a company. Sounds like feudalism to me.
Ben?
Yeah. I got nothing to add. I mean, it's 100% spot on what you just said. I'm going back now to what Mundell said. Our side is always behind the 8 ball, right? We needed to be, and we still have time, but we got to act very quickly to be structurally prepared to make up the shortfall for what's getting ready to happen over the next 2 years in education, right? If it's structurally creating networks of homeschools where churches or different organizations, black folks, we come together and supplement and do what we got to do in the meantime, because we can't let that gap just exist simply because white folks decided we don't want to do it no more. Right.
And I mean, oh, go ahead, Ben. I thought it was
that's it. Go ahead.
I thought it was a pregnant pause for stopping.
It was, but I'm good. Go ahead. I rest my voice. Go ahead.
But I think for me, I think we should not be. This is why I was telling Marcus that sounded like you were making a good point. Much to what you said, Ben, is like, listen, we should not pretend that white people aren't comfortable with a feudalist society as long as whiteness is higher than black, right? We should not pretend, because that's the nature of how we start calling people white and black in this country. I say this and I sound like a broken record. It was the Bacon Rebellion that created the word white as it referred to people, black as it referred to people. And the only thing that white people got was to be white and closer to proximity of rich white people. Then they got the right to marry, and black people couldn't marry no more. They got the right to become citizens after their 7 years of indentured servitude because they came from Christian nations, and black people couldn't do that. Then they got the right to own guns, and black people couldn't do that. So the First, Second Amendment, all of this stuff is a result of white people sacrificing their own benefit to be closer to rich white people at the expense of all other people, and mainly black people. So I mean, this is nothing new. We saw. Listen, when they say integrate the schools, not when they said it on paper, but when they said, "Damn it, you will integrate these schools," white people start closing down public schools. They said, "Well, we just won't have schools." When they say integrated movie theaters in my hometown, when the black children said we're not gonna not go to the theaters, we're not gonna sit in the rafters, the white owners of the theater said we'll just close it down. White people would rather lose their investments than be next or close or made equal to black people. That is as American as apple pie in baseball.
Mondell, my view. I somewhat agree with you, but I'm gonna push back just for one thing, right? there are some white people who fundamentally are not cool with poverty.
Yeah,
There
there's
are,
the rich ones.
yeah, the rich ones, but also like I don't want to take away. I don't want to take away from. I don't want to take away from Hateville. And what I mean by that is the town that I live in is a third black, a third white, and a third Latino, and the kids go to school together, right? And even though we don't want to believe it, there are some societies that are like completely mixed and completely like trying to make each other better. I hate to be like that, but it's a truth.
Yeah, it's called Belize.
Yeah, and Hateville, right? Yeah. But neither here nor there, right? What I'm saying is, what's going to happen, because corporate greed is so much that the fight against Trump or the fight against what they're doing, it can't be. I don't think there will be a large faction of white folks that are like, we just want to be better than black people. Lyndon B. Johnson was not wrong when he said that years ago, right?
What do you think?
He said if you make a white man feel above at least the white man feel like he's above the Negro, then we will have a supporter for life. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah. That's exactly what he said, right? What I do believe though is that the atrocities, because see, once these white people start losing funding for schools that they graduated from,
they don't
that
care.
Are now going to get shut down, not be able to afford paying the teachers, and then have to force your kid to go to a privately funded voucher program, force them. That's when we might see conservatives start to be like, wait a minute now.
We're seeing. I hate to interrupt you, but we are seeing little by little MAGA peeling off because they experience the damage, right? And I think there's some. I know you're saying contextualize it for that. There are some white folks that ain't as bad as others, and I don't disagree with that. Like, you know, I'm sure there's some towns where it functions, small little pockets, maybe 10 people in the whole nation where it works. I'm messing with you, but there are MAGA right now, right, who's coming to terms with the fact that they lost their jobs, right? Their husbands lost their jobs. All those veterans that got laid off. Like, there's a whole lot of veterans who are pissed off right now. And so I think from that perspective, here's the thing though, will they remember? Or are they going to get over the fact that they lost their job? They're going to stop blaming Trump and then project all that energy over to a migrant or to a black person, because that's kind of how historically how it goes. Like, no matter how much the system damaged some of these white folks, they always find a way to blame black folks for it, which is how we stay in this vicious cycle forever.
Right.
Listen, can I just say that I Marcus, and I appreciate your pushback, but I don't think your pushback is applicable. And let me say what I mean by that. When I'm talking about white people, I'm talking about the majority, right? Like, we're not, I'm never talking about all of them, because you're right. There are some white people. There are some John Browns in this world. There are some, some white preachers who march with King. We know that. What I'm talking about though is the masses. And we saw, if I was wrong, we wouldn't see the white people voting for racist policies ever since the party switched their ideologies. There's not been any comfort in us gaining white folk on the progressive side of this country since Fannie Lou Hamer were able to embarrass the Democrats to let them to seek the Mississippi delegation. There's not Republicans left in waves from the Democratic Party, and they've not been back. We should own that, and we should say that the Republicans have been gaining white voters ever since that moment, and not just old white voters, even young white voters are voting like their grandmamas and granddaddies. So I think what we're seeing is there's something baked into, there's something born into whiteness that says that you must guard that whiteness. So much so that you hear people saying that, oh, white women lie to their husbands and go in the booth and do something different. But then we see the vote totals and they don't. They do exactly like their husbands do.
That's fair.
That's right.
Hey, listen, that's fair, Mondale. So with that being said, Trap Squad, Clickbaity, if you're watching this channel right now, like and share, and all the white people that are watching this channel right now, I want you to go in the comment section right now and say how you feel and what are you going to do about this Trump administration.
Well, you You see what Shade Dragon said, didn't you? Her grandmother wanted Trump to be president in 2007. That means when y'all chose that nigga boy, you should have chose Trump. That's what Shade Dragon grandmama wanted. That ain't what y'all read when y'all saw this?
Hey, you know what I heard?
What you heard?
And I don't even want to say what I heard because man, sometimes I'm too patient and too loving. You right? I'm gonna take what you said Monday.
Marcus, that's what I read. What you read, dog?
Nigga boy.
Okay.
Wasn't it? But back in 2007, Trump has always been Trump, but this MAGA Trump is different than Trump from like.
Nah, Ben, don't do it. It's just that we have more social media sites now. Let me show you. Let me give you a great example. Do you remember? Thank you. Do you remember the Tea Party and how radical they were?
Well, that's before the Tea Party, though. If you go back to 2007, we were still who was it 2007? I guess Bush then, right?
Liberty. No, yeah, that was Bush. The Bush. Liberty folk. Yeah, these are the Liberty folk.
So because here's my thing. I think Trump has always been a racist, right? But that's baked into the United States of America, right? That goes all the way back to him in his housing issue. That goes back to the Central Park 5. But Trump, more than a racist, is an opportunist. Trump will play whatever role he has to play to get that next opportunity. 2007 Trump couldn't have done what the 2016 Trump. The opportunity for a 2007 Trump would have been in opposition to George Bush. So he would have came out more Democrat. He would have came out more liberal. He would have came out something totally different than the reaction to Barack Obama. So I'm not giving him credit for a human being. I'm just saying as an opportunist, if he had seized the opportunity in 2007, he would have been a reaction to George Bush versus the 2016 reaction to Barack Obama is my thought.
I hear what you're saying. Go ahead, Marcus.
No, it is all of this is a direct reflection of the first black president. This don't get me wrong. It was going to happen, but it happened a lot faster. And I want to say this right here. Next time, whoever the next black person is in the White House, don't you take your black ass up there and do nothing for us, right? Don't you take your light skinned, I'm from Southside Chicago community organizer ass up there and have a House and a Senate and a more liberal leading Supreme Court and don't pass reparations. Don't you take your behind.
I'm gonna say that to all Democrats too, though.
Not reform police, but especially the black ones, right?
Come on.
Especially the black ones, right? Because here's the thing. Now we got the evidence. We can actualize a presidency like Trump can. We can. If that's what we want, we can.
Well, I think, Marcus, I think to prove your point, to make you not stretch your little gray hair, even though you're gonna die next week.
No, this is gonna stay.
Okay. So,
hold on, Mondale. By the way, I went back and watched the first episode of Us 3. No gray.
None of us.
Gray.
I had a little gray right here. I had a little gray on the bottom.
Yeah, dog, you had a little streak.
Do you have that link?
I gotta go find it. I just
okay. When you get a chance, but go ahead. What you saying?
So what I was gonna say was, here's something so you don't have to get your panties in a wad, Marcus.
Stop it.
I know you don't want panties. I know you don't want panties, but you're in Atlanta. Ain't that what he said? Ain't that what he said?
My panties are fine.
What do we say? I mean,
they're not in the wad.
We saying so much about Atlanta on the slide. But go ahead.
You know that the black politicians like Barack Obama, whether the Democrat wants to hear it or not, their days of winning nationally are dead. You want to know how you know? Do you hear more about Jasmine Crockett or Hakeem Jeffries?
Come on.
The world has moved on from that pussyfooting Democratic ideology. And they're going to catch up or they're going to get left behind. She says something critical of the Democratic establishment when she called them out about what they want them to be and how they're not fighting back. And it gets more carried. It gets carried more than anything Hakeem Jeffries says any day of the week. The leader of the party ain't the leader of the party. This is a benefit because what we know now is we have more black people on this planet than we ever had. And that's going to continue to happen. We're going to have less white people, specifically in America, than we ever had. And what's going to happen is the black people that we do have, they talk more and show up more like Jasmine Crockett, who has her receipts. She comes prepared, more prepared than anybody, and she's not afraid to challenge up those white boys and put them in their place. And that's what it is right now.
Listen, and the thing about Jasmine, like, don't get me wrong, she does have some establishment ties and like bona fides by her, but here's what's more important than that. Jasmine receives more heat because she knows what she's talking about, and she talks about that way. She receives more heat because it's like she's talking like your sister, your cousin, you know, homegirl at the strip club. She's talking like anybody. She's talking like real black people in America, and she's doing it with facts.
It's called African American Vernacular English, AVE. You can get a master's in that. UNC. Listen, Marcus, go ahead, man, player.
Oh no, hang on. I'm messing up the production. Hang on. That's what I need. Go ahead. I just got it on the screen while we talking. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, because listen, I think for me, like she's breaking the algorithm so bad, Marcus and Ben, that you got them. They talking trash about her private school education now. It's a bad, like they like, oh, she can't. It must be a play that she speaks African American vernacular English. Of course, they don't say that. They say you know ghetto. And she went to private school as an act. So what they're implying is you can't speak like black people speak and go to private school. That's what they're saying. They're implying that if you speak like a nigga, like me, because I'm a nigga, then you can't. There's no way possibly you've been to a private school. Let me prove that. Let me break that down further. How it has like it is inside of our thinking as black people too. Today I was on a Twitter space where I shouldn't have been when I was going to the airport.
I saw that.
Look, I'm giving these guys facts and everything. Some guy, so they got so mad at me after they found out who I was. Dude said, "Oh, I Googled you. I used AI on you, and I went to the dark web, and it only says you have a associate's degree." But then he also went along and started quoting something about my top paper in law school. How the hell I go to law school and only have an associate's degree? So it's like that.
No. The most important thing he said was, all right, so I don't understand why you're doing all these research and getting statistics.
Yeah, he definitely said that. He definitely said
that. Like there's a time and place for stats.
Yes, and it's not here. It's not here. So,
that's funny.
But what I do know though is he represents the unthinking people. And Jasmine Crockett says in a language that people can digest and understand exactly what they need to say, and she do it in a way where she's talking past those white men who's sitting in Congress, and it creeps them the fuck out. They don't know what to do. They hate this woman. Yes. So much so they went and found a black man, a black military veteran to run against him, and they already pouring money into his coffers. And it would be a big mistake if we let this woman get Cori Bush like we did Cori Bush.
That's right.
Hey man, how many times did we
still in more our seats?
Hey man, how many times did we say nigga on this program?
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm a nigga, you a nigga, she's a nigga, we's a nigga, we just like to be a nigga too.
No,
I ain't gonna have a channel after this episode.
We're not going back. We're not going back to that. Those days are in. That's allowed in COVID and nowhere else.
So to hear the question though, gentlemen.
I'm sorry, Ben.
No. Listen, man. Look, I be a y'all see what I do on Twitter. I can't call nobody out about doing nothing nowhere. I just do mine on Twitter. I don't do it here in public. Question is where do we get the money and the power? I don't think the power is a problem. I think there's enough power between not only the two of you, but the orbit, all of our orbit, to actually hammer down on that brother who's trying to run against her, right? Against any number of candidates. Like we still got to take care of Richie Torres out of New York.
We must,
right? We got some people we gotta actually move. How do we actually get it done?
Action begets action. Go ahead, Marcus. That's all I want to say.
I mean, listen, if you're watching this channel right now, go to Marcus Farrell Live because I'm trying to get more people to run for office. I keep saying this, right? it's time for us to actually like penetrate some of these spaces that are the most boring spaces on the planet, but have a lot of power, right? Like, again, if you live in a county that a Republican is in, they keep putting up moderate Democrats who ain't motivating the masses, then you need to go and you need to either run or be a part of the process to find better people locally, statewide, and nationally, right? It's not that we can't do it. It's just that we're not pissed off enough. Look. But if you're not getting pissed off about going from $2.50 eggs to $6 eggs, then something is almost wrong with you, right? We're in a place and time where everybody should be pissed off. And you should want to take some tangible actions instead of minute actions like talking about it on the internet, and be that person yourself. Jasmine Crockett ain't special. She is special.
She about to say she's
special. But on the same token, you're Jasmine Crockett yourself.
That part.
You know, you're special too. And the problem is that we're not looking at ourselves like we're the person that can fix the problem. Then when you ask the question about what we can do is become civically active. What we can do is be pissed off enough, and it shouldn't have to take the death of George Floyd or another black man on the street for you to get this way. Look at your economic situations. Look at what moderate Democrats who have represented you nationally and locally have allowed your neighborhoods to be for years and years and years. We don't have enough Mondales in the world where he's trying to start a housing place for his people and his constituencies. We don't have enough Jasmine Crockett's who can get on national television and not sound like they, you know, they are not talking in the vernacular, the African American vernacular. We don't have enough white folks who understand what reparations is and is important and how important it is for the benefit of this country running for office right now. And guess what? The people who vote, when they hear these things, when they hear you running and you giving out your platform, right now we're getting a bunch of nothing. But we can get like a lot more if you run. That's just my thought process, Mondale.
Yeah, listen. I think we force action when we shut down people. I don't think we're doing enough research and also candidate preparation on our side. That's one thing. But also like the way we don't stop people in like challenging this person. Mainly because we can never stop people from challenging her. That's part of the democratic process. But what I mean by that is this brother feel comfortable doing this because he knows there's a bag because America is so anti-black, especially anti-black woman. Like we see what he know what he can make. He see what Wesley Bell did against Cori Bush through AIPAC money, right? Making it one of the most expensive congressional races in the history of this country, simply because he said some Jewish positive stuff, anti-black stuff. And this brother's willing to do that. I think, though, the way we hold him accountable is we get close to his grandmama. We found out when she go to church. We found out when his family go to church, and we start showing up. Like, control your coon, or we will.
Yeah. See, that's my kind of stuff. Because I don't know how to.
Wait a minute.
I don't know how to.
What did you just say? Control your coon.
Run up on him in his church. Talk to his grandmama.
Because what I'm saying is we go to the black church is an institution that is not being politicized like the white church because they're afraid. And that afraidness, that fear in the black church is the reason it is not salty anymore. It is the reason the black church has more black men sitting out than sitting in. The black church used to be a safe haven for progressive ideas in the black community, and that is gone. When we allow folk like him to sit comfortable in a church pew on Sunday and show up like he do every other day of the week against this black woman who's doing good for our community, then we are doing a disservice to the black church, because the black Jesus is a Jesus of the cross and the lynching tree. The black Jesus is a Jesus of real black suffering, and you can't know black suffering and oppression without knowing who and what Jesus is.
Come on, man.
I want to bring up something about Palestine and Israel real quick.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm going there. I'm going there. As we start with brown-skinned people, man. Look, recently, the Trump administration, decided that they were going to bypass Israel and go into negotiation with Hamas themselves.
I saw that. Yeah.
Say it out loud. Say it out loud, bro. This
Right.
is important. This is important.
Listen, I am not the biggest fan of the Trump administration, and I definitely know their end game to make Palestine an American colony, a beachfront property that we can hang out in close to Israel. But when I say to you that Israel is pissed right now, they are pissed because the Trump administration decided to go ahead and start talking to Hamas on their own. Now, I don't know what their play is. I don't know where they plan on going with these communications. All I know is that I believe the Secretary of State or whoever it was that was speaking talked about how it was the first time that it was acknowledged from the American government. And this is almost any administration before this administration did something that Israel didn't like.
Well, to be clear, and we should say this before we get ahead of ourselves. They sat down and had a conversation.
Oh yeah, just a conversation.
That's all they did, because we know what Trump, we know who and what Trump is, right? So we watched what Hamas said. Hamas said they are willing to sign off on a 5 to 10 year ceasefire with Israel, but Israel ain't gonna let that happen. They got an ultra right white government. Say it again, Mundell. Ultra right white government in Benjamin Netanyahu's government, who are war criminals that want to continue to kill kids and women. I said that, and I mean that, because if you didn't, you want me using them big ass 200-pound plus bombs to bomb. So it's nothing strategic about that. So
hospitals, bro. They're bombing just hospitals.
Bro, they're bombing internment camps, bro.
Listen.
And I call them what they are. But here's what I mean by that. This is the administration, Donald Trump. This is his first administration, named a sacred place for 3 religions and made it one place. Jerusalem should have never been.
Repeat that.
Jerusalem should have never been named something special for Israel, and leaving out the Muslims and also the Christians, because that space is sacred to all people, all 3 of the Abrahamic religion, not just Jewish. And what Trump did in his first thing was sure to keep this war going. Trump does not give a damn about Hamas. He really does want that property to be what he said it was. He said the part out loud. He want a resort over there, and he don't care where the people go. So anybody believing that Trump did something great or his administration did, they're missing the tea leaves from the tree.
Oh no! Listen, Mondale, I just wanted to acknowledge that in the first time in American history, that we've done something that Israel didn't like. Now, we all know the overall game plan, right? My thing is peace. I want people to stop dying.
Yeah.
I want kids in Palestine to stop dying. And guys, I want to point something out. Y'all do recognize that just saying you want Palestinians to stop dying is going against Zionism?
Yeah.
I mean, well, we also got to, if we're going to do that, then we also got to acknowledge, if we're going to acknowledge this meeting, we also got to acknowledge that in public, Biden said that in October, that Biden said that Benjamin Netanyahu was a liar and crybaby, and he's not doing enough to stop Israel's war against Palestine. So that was said, that's documented. So
but then he gave him all the money and all the bombs he needed to kill 30, 40.
I'm not giving Biden any credit because he had a major role. He had a major role in this war, for sure. For sure.
I mean,
Obama also, it don't take a lot to piss off Benjamin Netanyahu. I think that's what we get.
Obama was born black, so that's easy.
Yeah. The only thing you have to do to piss off Bibi, whatever. The only thing you have to do is actually have American values. If you have American values, and this is me speaking as a veteran now, as a veteran. Matter of fact, specifically as a former hospital corpsman. I put on a caduceus every day when I was in the Navy. We had certain rules that we had to go by, and we had to learn in modern warfare that still applies today. when it
It
comes down
does.
to being a medic.
It does.
A medic in the U.S. military. In wartime, I'm supposedly be able to go and treat not only our soldiers, but the soldiers of the enemy that we're fighting and keep people alive. And I was not supposed to get shot for that. Now, we know in Iraq and Desert Storm 1, Desert Storm 2, all these invasions that these people, you know, the foreigners, they shot at everybody. They could care less if you were a corpsman or not. But in theory, my job was to make sure that people were healthy and taken care of. It's a slap in the face that the American military machine is allowing innocent people, hospitals, women and children, clerics to get killed in the thought process that we're doing something to protect some kind of freedom of a country that is overpowered with not the same kind of populace. It's amazing to me that war crimes haven't been called out, and every country that actually says something about it gets ostracized by the West for saying, I don't want to do business with Israel.
Now, I think the West, if by West you mean the United States, then you're right, because I see everybody else saying that, listen, Israel is committing war crimes. People are saying it right now. So I think this is the worst moment. This is the most I should say the closest we've ever seen to people speaking out against Israel's unjust, inhumane war against the people of Palestine. And I think we've not seen that in this country. We've not heard it covered in this country because our media don't have the tits or the balls to cover it like we see in other countries. But when you go to other countries, Marcus, you hear people challenging Palestinians. I'm sorry, you hear people challenging Benjamin Netanyahu's narrative about what his war is, and they're calling him out. And I think, and there are nations waiting to arrest his ass if he ever step foot on their property, which he will never do because he's protected by America, which is why he continues to bring his ass over here.
And with that being said, I think folks need to support independent media like the Ben Dixon channel, Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, and Marcus Farrell Live. If you are watching this right now, I'm going to take a pause from the calls. Thank you for watching Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Mondale, Pastor Ben, and myself, Mayor Mondale, the Honorable Mayor Mondale Robinson, Pastor Benjamin Dixon, just normal old me, Marcus Farrell. If you are watching right now, go on your social media platform and share this live video right now. Do that for us. Like, subscribe, and share this video right now so we can retweet it. Go to Benjamin Dixon's channel, go to on the Twitter page, you can go to mine and just retweet this right now. Do us a favor, support independent Black media. Marcus and his American values. That's right. That's right. All American.
We're going to talk about that so you finish your commercial. Keep going.
Yeah. So thank you. Go ahead. Talk about my American values.
I want you to talk about them. Like, because when you say American values, are you talking about Trump, patriotism in that form? Or what kind of, can you, because
no.
When I hear American values, all I can think about is exploitation and the destruction of countries all over the South.
No, when I think about American values, I think about Thanksgiving with my family. I think about
he just touched my heart right there.
Yeah, I think about.
I wasn't expecting that one first.
I think about chilling on the corner, smoking a blunt. You know what I mean? Hanging out with the homeboys. I think
sitting
about
under the shade tree, bro.
I think about playing some street ball with my boys without cops harassing me. When I think about American values, I think about the blackness of America. I think about like going to the King Center and being able to see Martin and Coretta laying together in their final resting places right up the street from my house. When I think about American values, I think about hip hop. I think about jazz.
He basically talking about Ice Cube. Today was a good day song. I hear you. Those are my American values.
You asked me the question, right?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
My version of American values is like the uncle on the corner stopping two kids from getting into a fight, saying y'all know better than that.
Or let them fight and not pull out guns.
Yeah, let them fight and not pull out guns. Right, that right there. That's That's my American values. I ain't talking about the corporatism, the war machine, and all that crap. I'm talking about like the values of America, man. The values of Black America.
I think, and the reason I wanted there was an exercise in for a couple of reasons, because this is the internet, dog. This is a dog eat dog world. This is Elon Musk's internet. We know that they would clip that one part and be like, "Look, they'll put a MAGA hat on the top of their yellow hat, and all of a sudden you hear you saying my American values and that hat." So I wanted to make.
But I mean, the problem is that we have allowed the wrong people to take over what America means. That's like when you think about a veteran. Like you think about a white guy when there's more people of color in the military than there is white people. When you say salute the flag, check this out. I was the flag. Why my history ain't as important as the history of this white guy or the old racist dude with the fucking his command center on his blue hat. Why is that more American than my experience? Because
I'll tell you why. Exactly.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I want to own America. I want to take back America. I want American values to mean my values. The values of righteousness, the values of good people, the values of hardworking Black folks, Latino folks, and white folks who care. Why can't we be American? How the hell did we let the right own America?
So what basically what you're saying is you want American values to mean what the Constitution stands for.
Watch out, man.
Unfortunately, the oligarchs are not cool with that. And they have a different plan for this business. And Elon did just call our government a business. So people should pay attention because he's talking about it needs to be cut. And then we can just deal with it whenever. And the problem with that is our government does not sell French fries or blue T-shirts or X's. Our America says, I was that flag too. You are that flag too, not was, right? Because you're still here. So I think what we're forgetting is the battle for American values, Marcus, as you describe them as the Constitution articulated, does not exist in what those in power have in store for this country. So how do we force American value to have a war, not a bloody war, but a real war for America's soul with patriots? Patriots.
Well, we have to win back. I'm sorry. Then I'll let you go. We have to win back hip hop. First thing. That's the first. Okay. The first tangible thing that we can do to win back America is win back hip hop. Didn't
Kendrick already kill Drake?
Yeah, that was war against Canada. They're really not an enemy. So I'm not talking about USA versus Canada. I'm talking about we have to win the war of hip hop first. Like we have to actually get back to understand something, man. KRS won in Public Enemy in 1998.
I think they need some old heads in hip hop.
Here's what I'm saying though. There was an intentional thing to stop that music from happening. Right? That was a very intentional thing. So here's the thing. Why I want to win back hip hop and just make it more positive, make it more musical, right? Like make it more sensible to America is because guess what?
Black Americans.
Yeah, no, guess what? White America follows hip hop.
That's the biggest customer of hip hop.
Right. So if we want to win and get both sides of the aisle on both races on the same page, then we need to win back hip hop. That's one of the suggestions that I have.
We shouldn't say hip hop. We should say rap because hip hop is hip hop.
Well, hip hop is hip hop, but I will say that there's an element of hip hop, like the four parts of hip hop that have all been corrupted, except maybe graffiti. Shit,
graffiti's corrupted because
graffiti's corrupted too. They see,
let's be clear. Be clear. Graffiti is might as well be considered a French sport at this goddamn point. Go ahead, Ben. What were you gonna say?
No, you wait. I got ice in my mouth. Go ahead, y'all.
Sure did. Whoa. Go ahead, but that squirrel had a mouthful of nuts.
Y'all got it. Y'all look
at that squirrel. Look at that pastor squirrel. Religious, theological squirrel.
Anyway, what we talking about? Taking back America, right? Nah, man. Listen. I'm enjoying the show. Y'all keep on talking. Let me just listen. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick. Shout out to Sam Sneeder. Listen. If you haven't checked out that brother doing his 20-on-1 balloon pop against the doggone conservative kids, if you haven't seen that, watch it. Because listen, it is a masterclass.
Really?
It is a masterclass on two things: what a white ally is,
Yeah.
and then number two, how we're cooked.
Talk about it.
I mean, and these people literally were believing it.
We are cooked. The
But this generation is crazy.
generation is so. And I'm not okay, Mondale. You're gonna get on me, but I'm not certain if it was the Democrats and how bad did they advertise themselves to young people, or whether the Republicans just have a better footing and threshold with their talking points and what they say. And some of these cats are saying things against their own interest in real
Every one of them
time.
was. Every one of them was saying something.
Real time.
Bro.
Not some of them, Marcus. It's all of them. And I would not get on you. Go ahead, Ben. I would not get on you because you're right. The Democrat, it's a both and. You don't have to be one or the other. Democrats horrible as hell at marketing young people, and Republicans just say radical shit to catch the headlines. And I mean radical in a crazy way.
I was planning on. I was busy before this, but I was planning on writing down like all the ways that Sam literally destroyed. And you know what's funny? It's always funny. I think I recently went through this, dealing with people who think they know more
But have
than
no
they
idea.
really know, but swear they right about everything.
You know what, Mark, you know what you gotta do? You don't even gotta cook them like Sam did. You can just let them keep talking. And everybody that do know is looking like, what is this? Because if you look at that episode, Sam didn't have to say anything. He could have just sat back and let them. Because when I was hearing these people, I was like, this is. I was literally like, this is not random Republicans. This is staged.
Yeah.
I was this got to be staged. There's no way he's saying this on national. Well, on national internet, on Al Gore's internet. But
they believe it though. I think it's staged, but they certainly believe
Ain't no way,
they're
boy.
saying.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That was not staged. Ain't no way. You know why?
No. I mean, when I say stage, I mean that they went and recruited. These are not random conservatives off the street. These are conservatives who are actually they have platforms.
Ben, how do you know that? And the reason why I say that is because if you are a conservative and you voted for Trump, you think this.
No. I'm saying they were all. When you look like three of them, we know for sure. Three of them we know for sure they have platforms where they are trying to be debaters. They're trying to promote their YouTube channels. One of them was an actress. You know what I mean? So some of them, like out of the 5 or 6, because it really wasn't that they didn't get nowhere near 20 speaking. No. There was only like 5 of them on repeat. And of those 5, we know for sure 2 of them have platforms where they're promoting themselves as content creators and debaters for conservative spaces. So it wasn't like random people, but it was staged. But this is what they truly and genuinely believe. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been triggered and not been able to trigger me, not politically, in years. But watching how stupid and confident and young and diverse this group of dummies were, it really, I'm like, oh my God, we cooked. The world is cooked. But here's the thing. It's not just Democrats that's messing up. It's Democrats messing up in a specific way. They're not putting money in the media that they need to put money in. This is a result of Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, the Daily Wire, all of these YouTube, the Hodge brothers, the Hodge twins,
them kids who came after us.
Yes, them little bucks. They're all they got, and every single one of those little bitty channels get money poured into them, and then they become big channels. And then I never forget. I was pastoring in a church in another city at one time, and this brother kept coming up to me with clips from Candace Owens. And every Sunday, I'm like, I'm trying to preach the gospel. I got to break this down because they have infiltrated so deeply into every single community with this foolishness, and there's no counterbalancing force. There's no Sam is like one of the biggest voices that we have, but Sam's platform, and I respect his platform, right?
It's not big enough.
It's not big enough. Love Roland, but Roland's platform ain't big enough. Every single minor little bitty Republican has a platform that's like the size of Sam or Roland Martin. How do we compete when they got 500 of them over there with 1 million subscribers, getting hundreds of thousands of views every single clip, and we only got 2 or maybe 3 on our side that do that? That's how we got this imbalance.
Hey man, if we were conservative,
you want to know why?
We'd all be multimillionaires with 50 million people watching.
Easy.
By this point, after we've been doing this for 3-4 years now, we would be on, like literally on and celebrating.
Marcus, let me tell you a secret. You just took the bait. Let me tell you what I mean by that. You using their language. You said we would be on. There was never a movement to save Black people and move us closer to equity that had millions of people.
That's fair. That's fair.
We've always been in the minority, my man.
That's right.
Right?
That's fair.
And part of it is our people need so much BALM, BALM, talking biblical right now, that they don't have that the serious stuff just needs to be a joke to them. This is why I cry when I see Kai Cent can keep for 5 or 6 hours, can keep 700,000 people, 300,000 people in a chat, y'all. I mean, on a stream, 300,000 people just laughing at stupid stuff. It's because people are suffering so much, man. And I think what I see is older people trying to get some of the money with him rather than trying to say, hey, you can do this with these people. You can start a movement. Kevin Hart went over there to us. We need to do this, this, and this. Start more ways to make money, not more ways to help our people. Kevin Hart got more money than him and the next 12 generations are going to need. And he's still trying to figure out how to make more money off our people instead of help anybody.
This is the
problem. Republicans ain't putting out comedy like we are. No. Every damn comedian I hear right now sounds like a damn progressive. They cracking jokes about Donald Trump. Republicans ain't creating comedians.
Oh, speaking of Bill Burr.
Hey man, listen, Bill Burr is my living spirit animal. That dude,
that white dude. Yeah.
Boy, hey, listen, Bill Burr is the truth. Hey, listen.
I'm pulling it up.
Keep Bill Burr on this thing. I would love that because just 5 minutes of his time is worth it, man.
You know who he is? He's this generation's George Carlin.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Great way to put it.
People might forget what George Carlin did to golf when he said, the more money you get and the whiter you are, the smaller your balls are. Or smaller talking about golf, and it was just crazy. But if you go back and look at that skit and how real it was, how you got all these ultra-rich white men chasing little white balls around, that's what Donald Trump and Elon Musk are. 2 ultra-rich white men chasing little white balls.
You want to let it run for a second, Bill Burr?
Yeah, I want folks to hear. This is what he said on NPR earlier this week. This is why he the GOAT too.
And they've politicized is beyond me. And where my comedy act is right now is I'm trying to get regular people to stop yelling at each other and realize that it's a select few group of nerds. Okay, eating raw almonds and doing their stupid workouts and everything and just competing with each other to have the biggest infinity pool. And the rest of us are getting pushed down. And they've politicized the whole stupid thing. And we're falling for it.
And who's the they? Besides the people who eat almonds?
That idiot Elon Musk.
Oh.
That guy, like he's going to, who evidently is a Nazi. Like I just refuse to believe that it was an accidental 2-time Sieg Heil. And he does it at a presidential inauguration. This is why I hate liberals. It's like liberals have no teeth whatsoever. They just go, oh my God, can you believe I'm getting out of the country? I'm just like, you're going to leave the country because of one guy with dyed hair plugs and a laminated face.
Come on, man.
Who makes a bad car and has an obsolete social media platform. You're going to leave this. Why doesn't he leave? Why isn't he stopped? What are we so afraid of this guy who can't fight his way out of a wet paper bag?
Listen. First of all, that was amazing.
Hold on, Marcus. I don't know. The name is Clickbaity. So I gotta check people every night in this damn chat. Every time we go live. Listen, Aaron, this is called Clickbaity, but this is not clickbait. That was the sarcasm in the title. That's why we chose that name. It's political thirst trap for that reason. We are really, really about politics over here. We're really, really about facts. So you come over here calling Terry Gross on Fresh Air the epitome of Coastal Broadway book club elites or liberals is stupid to us. We appreciate people who know what they're talking about. So if you're upset that Terry Gross is smart and she has a smart show, you're in the wrong chat, homie. You're in the wrong chat. We're never gonna look down on people who think for a living.
How you mad at Terry Gross too? Like
that's ridiculous. Terry Gross.
That's like being mad at cotton candy, bro. Ice cream on a hot day. Unless you're like, yeah, what's wrong with you? Hey, while I got you one-on-one, we had an interaction online about yesterday or earlier today, where me and you were talking, and you said F Bernie, and I said, well, F Kamala, right? Kamala. Listen, it doesn't matter. I do want to bring up this issue though, right? We're talking about the left. I want to talk about the left real quick. I want to talk about what we could be doing now in the ethos of basically this whole show today, right? What the left can do right now. Mondale Robinson is the first person that brought this up. So for our new followers, I want to make sure that he gets his credit for saying this. Bernie Sanders basically took Jesse Jackson's platform. So sometimes when you hear me talking about Bernie Sanders, I'm really talking about the issues that Bernie Sanders brings up, and the issues that he brings up is Jesse Jackson's platform. Even though I was a former National African American Outreach Director for Bernie, I want to bring this up. Black Outreach Director for Bernie. I want to bring this up. Get you a candidate that can bring in thousands and thousands and thousands of people on an off cycle. Now, understand this. I'm not talking about Bernie Sanders, the person, Mondale, before you get on him. I'm talking about Bernie Sanders, the policymaker. I'm talking about Bernie Sanders, the change agent. I'm talking about Bernie Sanders in the space of continuation of Jesse Jackson policies. I'm talking about Bernie Sanders, the person that was isolated, targeted, and defeated by the moderate left. This is what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is very basic. If in an off cycle where people are pissed off about eggs, like I've brought up 4 times in this show, there's a politician who has people showing up to rallies, and trust me, me and Bernie got beef. I don't know if he got beef with me, but I had beef with him for his views on reparations until he changed them, and how I was treated on his campaign as Black Outreach Director. But when it comes down to right now,
yeah,
the left, you have nowhere else to go besides Bernie's direction. There's nowhere else to go. You can't keep out moderate, try to be a moderate and expect to beat Republicans. You have to talk about working class issues, and not only working class issues, but issues of poverty. And you have to have your people not saying the same exact talking points every time they respond to Trump. You got to have people that's willing to give the microphone to the crowd like Bernie does. See, Bernie did something different that I've never seen before at a rally, where he takes, well, I've seen it before, but you hardly ever seen it. He gives a microphone to the crowd and basically asks, why are you pissed? And he waits for the answer. He thinks about it and he responds to it. You know how much common sense that takes? And he's doing it in a crowd that's bigger than Trump rallies right now. Bigger than Trump rallies were during the presidency, when he was running for office. Bernie's he's killing it right now, in my opinion. And the reason why he's killing it is because it's obvious that he's trying to show the left the direction to go. Now, forget him as a person for a second. I'm talking about the policies that he's talking about at these rallies. And I listened to 2 whole rallies of his. And what they are talking about in the crowds are American issues that the Black community, white community, Latinx community, white women, Black women, moms, single parents, they are talking about issues that affect them. If these issues were put into a platform and every Democrat that wanted to call himself a Democrat actually went behind these issues, whether locally, statewide, or nationally, we might win some damn elections. That's all I got on it, Ben.
Yeah, I think Ben, I put in the chat on Twitter, our conversation on Twitter, in the message, Jesse Jackson platform from 1988. I want people to see where Jesse Jackson was in 1988. And this is why I've always been the Elizabeth Warren wing of the party, and I think Marcus knows that. So for me, I think people know Jesse Jackson from what the media tells them about this man. But look at this platform, bro. Just scroll down to his campaign platform, Ben. Look at these points. It's coming up. Look at that right there. Stop. Let people slip. Just Marcus or Ben, you want to read those out?
Yeah, we got creating works progress administration style program to rebuild America's infrastructure, reprioritizing the war on drugs, reversing Reaganomics in Jesus' name, cutting the budget, declaring apartheid era South Africa to be a rogue nation, instituting an immediate nuclear freeze and beginning disarmament negotiations with the Soviet Union. Let's talk about a throwback. Giving reparations to descendants of black slaves.
Amen.
Supporting family. Amen. Supporting family farmers by reviving many of Roosevelt's New Deal, creating a single-payer system of universal health care, ratifying the Equal Rights Amendment, increasing federal funding for lower-level public education, applying stricter enforcement of the Voting Rights Act, and supporting the formation of a Palestinian state. Inshallah.
And so for me, my problem with Bernie has always been that Bernie was well aware of this platform. And the way I know that is because he was a mayor and he endorsed Jesse Jackson as a mayor. He chose to leave off a few of these things that were too progressive for him. You understand what I'm saying? So Jesse Jackson was so base.
Yeah, he was. Well, Mondale, I would like you. Okay, because I like Bernie's problematic in certain ways, right? And I get that.
I mean, he's always prepping his next move.
So check this out. Let me just generalize this because I want us to go somewhere with this conversation. I can't force it, but I do want us to go somewhere with this conversation. And where I want us to go is let's add the Elizabeth Warren wing. Let's add the Bernie wing. Let's add the progressives that are actually like not getting the bills that actually will help Americans pass. So I'm using Bernie as a proxy for sort of like the overall thought process of the Democratic Party. We have a party right now that suffered one of the biggest losses in American history when it comes down to who ended up elected. And
when?
Who ended up elected, not the biggest losses number-wise.
Well,
okay, who ended up elected, who we ended up losing to, right? We lost an election to Donald Trump, and this is what we're seeing right now. And what is this current party doing? Instead of bending to the will of the base of the people, they are having their number one consultants double down, triple down, quadruple down, and trying to be more like the Trump base, trying to be more like conservatives.
Yes.
Trying to be more like, and it's like, y'all don't get the picture yet. There will be 50. I cursed the Democratic Party with 50 years of torment and losses.
Till you do right by leftists. No.
Till you do right by leftists. Till you do right by black folks. Till you do right by where
my problem with the term leftist is, and here's my problem with labeling Bernie as a leftist. He has leftist policies, but the reason he's not a leftist is because he made a conscious decision to leave black people and Palestinian people out.
Listen,
when his platform didn't include that, he chose to leave us out. Now I hear what you're saying. Ain't nobody in the Democratic Party putting us in. I hear what you're saying. But
man, you know what? No, it's not even about Bernie, right? Like, matter of fact, how about this right here? Fuck Bernie in this instant. I'm gonna talk about my platform. I'm gonna talk about me, Marcus, right? Hey, Democratic Party, support what I support. Support reparations. Support $20 an hour basic minimum wage. Support ending wars, right? Support making sure that healthcare is accessible and free.
Support peaceful protests.
Support peaceful protest. What I'm saying is the politicians and the base and where the base goes and where the base wants. Matter of fact, let's talk about it. Mondale, you got numbers on this? I got numbers on this. If you poll America right now and you ask them the question about what they want, the Democratic Party is literally going the opposite direction.
Yep, that part. Let me jump in there real quick, because here's my thing, though. Right now, today is the time. I don't have a better way of saying this, but it's time to decapitate that wing of the Democratic Party.
Say that. We got to stop calling them Democrats. I told y'all they Dixiecrats. I don't care what they want.
We got to expose them. We got to humiliate them. We got to put pressure on them from every angle. See, I know how to do the pressure from a social media angle, right? But it's got to be more than that. It's got to include that. We got to do that, but it's got to include financial primary. Every person that voted to censure Al Green, we need to make an example of them in the primaries and add on a couple more. Add on Richie Torres and add on that we actually throw our support behind Jasmine Crockett to make sure that brother from AIPAC don't replace her like Wesley Bell replaced Cori Bush. But right now, that wing of the Democratic Party has no standing. They lost in a spectacular fashion, doing exactly what you said, Marcus. And so I don't think we give them a chance to get their energy back. If we slow down right now, by 2026, that same part of the Democratic Party is going to be reasserting. Matter of fact, like you said, Mundell, they already started.
They already started. We're already behind the 8 ball. I think you guys are right. But I said on our last show Thursday, like, we cannot allow those people to be called Democrats anymore or progressives. Yeah. When you see people calling for the release of Muhammad Khalil and only 17 progressive Democrat signatures up there, 17 signatures for somebody who has a green card and he's about to get deported for protesting on a college campus, when you see an administration taking money away and only 17 progressives put their signature on it, then there's only 17 progressives in the damn Congress. We should say that. I don't care which caucus you belong to. I don't care that you go visit and sit in those weekly meetings with the progressive caucus. You're not showing up like a progressive, so you can't be that in name only. You cannot be a Pino progressive in name only. We can't allow it. We got to call your Dixie.
Pino Grigio is kind of a
peanut Grigio. You cannot be it. You cannot be it, dog.
No, I think it's right. I think we need to and see. There's somebody try to. Some of the guys over there at Midas Touch, they started retweeting. Not Mankiewicz. What is that? The white dude who, one of the people who voted to censure Al Green. They started retweeting him today after a week. It's just been a week, and old boy had a nice little clip. And then the fellows over at Midas Touch, I love them, like what they do, right? But they started spreading this guy again, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that. But what I didn't do is what I think you're absolutely right on, Mundell. We need every one of those people who voted to censure Al Green. We need to label them forever as Dixiecrats and define them as such and limit and constrain their power wherever we can. I know how to do that on social media. Y'all boys know how to do that in the actual political realm and some primaries. But we need to decapitate that wing of the party. And here's the other thing.
Including Eric Adams.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Eric Adams could get, yes, he's first. He's one of the first ones on the list, right? Eric Adams, Richie Torres, the entirety of those 10 people who voted. I mean, there's a long list.
All of them.
Oh, he's back. Okay, we got Marcus back. Here we go.
These guys are in safe blue districts acting like that. Lets you know that is anti-black behavior. When you are in super safe blue districts and you voted to censure Al Green, a man who grew up in segregated South, you are disgusting. You're not a Democrat. You are a Reagan Democrat. You are the same Democrat. No, you're a Dixiecrat. You're the Dixiecrat. You're the Democratic Party before Fannie Lou Hamer, and we should point that out to people. Every
single
time. Don't have space for y'all.
Matter of fact, we cannot allow anybody to forget our enemies. We need to label them as enemies. You all are enemies to America. Those 17 Democrats that just voted to confirm in the Senate one of Donald Trump's picks just today. I forgot the position what it was. Y'all are traitors. You cannot play any Democrat that's doing business as usual on any level. You're not qualified for this moment. And we, the people, we got enough voice because there's not a single Democrat out there who has enough power amongst the population, amongst the people to be able to control and dictate. There's nobody from the Clinton wing who actually has visual power. I think they still got institutional power, right? There's nobody from the Obama wing that has visual power. Obama can come out and say some stuff, but most of us will be like, oh, that's cute. It's good to see you, Barry, but go on about your business, right? Kamala could have maybe sort of still if she like present herself in this moment as a leader in this moment, I think that she could have some power, but if she's choosing not to, so be it. So who is out there to tell anybody on the left? And when I say left, I mean left of MAGA, moderate, Democrats, progressives, liberals, communists, socialists, all of us to the left of MAGA. Who is out there that can tell us this is what we can stand for? This is what we can promote? Nobody. So we, the people, decided ourselves by applying the pressure to these Dixiecrats nonstop. I had to catch myself.
Hey, I'm just gonna in the chat room right now. I sent a chat about this video. I'm gonna plug my channel again. The Democratic Party must.
I want you on this channel. You got something you want to tell us about this channel? Come on, I want to hear it.
Hey man, the Democratic Party must die. It's in the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat right now. Democratic Party must die. I brought this up and I made a video of it, and it has to be replaced by people like me and you. It has to be replaced by people who watch the show. It has to rise again like a phoenix. But as it stands right now, the Democratic Party is not it. It's not it.
I would say the people that's running the Democratic Party aren't it. I would say the party itself is still, because I mean, like, killing the party means you kill its voters, and the voters are it, right? This was a good show too, so I don't know if y'all seen it yet. You really need to go watch it, because Marcus get on my nerve with the Democratic Party needs to die, but that he made great points, and I know what he's saying. The current state at which the leadership of the party stands or exists is problematic for the people that vote for them, and we need to get rid of. We need to put to bed that version of leadership. The idea that I'm still getting emails from James Carville and he's racist. The idea that Hakeem Jeffries is our leader is scary to me. The idea that we allow Eric Adams to call himself still a Democrat is scary to me. The idea that Tom Suozzi is in New York and voted against, I voted to censure Al Green is scary to me. The idea that these people are still labeled as Democrats and the leadership of the party ain't calling their ass out for it is scary to me, but they're sending out memos telling people not to push back against Donald Trump's speech, which is nuts.
See, you know what?
The lack of fight is the lack of teeth that Bill Burr was talking about.
Right. Man, Bill Burr nailed that. The toothless, and then he made it like they sound like they got literally no teeth. Oh, mamsy-pamsy, weak. I don't understand that. Here it is. The only way I can honestly understand the level of incompetence from Democrats in this moment is that they're complicit. Because me and my dude, Dr. Mack, we argue about this all the time. I'm like, Dr. Mack thinks that they just dumb. I'm like, they can't be this dumb at this level of performance. You don't get to run campaigns for a president and not be the best at what you. Ostensibly, you should be the best at what you do. On paper, you should be the best that you do. To me, they're complicit. When I see Hakeem Jeffries doing this weak, spineless pushback that has no substance whatsoever, I'm like, bro, you're complicit in this moment. Because the result is the same. Even if you are that incompetent, you're still complicit with your incompetence. And I think we got to nail these people, man. I don't really know structurally and institutionally how we get it done. I just know on social media, none of them got enough juice to stop even what we have 1,000 people watching us now. They can't stop us from crushing them and making them run off of social media. But we got to do it on all cylinders because they still have institutional power, and we need to weaken them at their base.
And the reason they have institutional power. Hold on, Marcus. Just a quick point. The reason they have institutional power is I don't know if you all read this book, White Rule Rage. You have to read that book. It is powerful because in that book, those two professors that wrote that book, two white boys too, wrote this book. They talk about how white rural people make up less than 20% of America's population, but they're the only vote that the world talk about. You hear people on CNN, MSNBC always talking about, but what is the average voter? And then when they talk about the average voter, they talk about in the Midwest. Like the Midwest is the most populous part of this country when it's not. It's a disservice to people who are not a part of that 20%. That 20% take more resources from anybody else because they get more resources from blue states to these people. And then they do the most disservice to what it means to be patriots. Yet and still they own the term patriotic, even though they are the ones that are most prone to violence against the Constitution and the institutions that are America. And Democrats that are complicit in the way that Ben just articulated are holding up and propping up this 20% that are holding the entire country hostage to progress.
Listen, neoliberalism is not timeless. Racism
is not timeless.
It's not timeless. Neoliberalism is not timeless. They want it to be timeless because some of our most loving, greatest hits of the modern Democratic Party has been based on neoliberalism, has been based on the insular network of making decisions and then watching American people who are impacted by the decisions blindly vote for things that didn't necessarily impact them.
But they're coming back. Yeah.
Neoliberalism is not timeless. They want it to be timeless, but there's a beginning and the end of everything. Neoliberalism is dead, and the people who don't want to evolve into a modern way of campaigning, into a modern way of talking to voters, of a modern way of accepting that, you know what, corporate elite that are within the Democratic Party are not right about how the Democratic Party should operate.
Facts.
It's very basic. The Big Tent and all the people that are in the Big Tent might have been cool for a couple of years, hoping that things would change for their economic interest. But things didn't change. So if things don't change for your economic interest, then guess what? This timeless version of the trickle-down theory light, Reaganism light, is never going to work to move forward when it comes down to the things that we need. It's time for us to start being real. Listen, even the $15 an hour argument is old now. You need $20 an hour just to live in this country in most places.
That
right?
part.
You like that talking point is, we had that talking point in
a decade ago.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even enough then.
Now we're listen.
So listen. I mean, Costco's out here saying they support DEI. Costco's out here talking about they're gonna pay all their employees a $30 an hour minimum. Listen, how is Costco more progressive? A large corporation more progressive than the Democratic Party?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
That part.
Is Costco more than any elected Democrat? Now, to answer this question from Michael about Stephen A. Smith, it is easy. Stephen A. Smith is getting $100 million for 5 years. Stephen A. Smith is getting all this space, even though he has no history in politics, and he is absolutely ridiculous in his politics for one reason and one reason only. And that reason exists and is old as America. It's old as a plantation. The reason the black person in power of the plantation on Django was Samuel Jackson character is because he kept black people in line believing the bullshit.
Wasn't his name Stephen as well?
His name was Stephen as well. I'm going there, Ben. I'm going there, Ben. The reason he was named Stephen is because Stephen A.
I didn't mean to do that. My bad.
Oh, come
That's
on.
where I was going.
Wow.
That's where I was going. That was a perk. That's why. Listen, he is paid by a corporation that is anti-black. I don't care what you say. Disney had to be forced to make a black princess, and when they did, they made a fucking prince a frog, not a black man.
And then when that frog turned into a human, it wasn't even a black man.
They don't see it in us. We ain't human for them. We ain't human for them. It is easy why Stephen A. Smith is speaking the noise that Donald Trump needs to create confusion and chaos in black communities in a way that Republicans can control and continue on the path of destruction of our communities, and we can look like we are good with it.
What did Malcolm X say? What did Malcolm X say? Malcolm X said, what? They use the entertainers and the musicians.
That's right.
I hate to be like this. Sports commentary, great. I need it sometimes. Love ESPN. Love some of his takes. But when it comes down to politics of America, I believe he was a point guard that's averaged 3 points a game in college when he played.
Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah.
1.5.
Yeah. I don't believe
1.5.
I don't believe a sportscaster, but you know what? This is the perfect point about the media, corporate America prioritizes the folks that repeat the talking points that's needed the best over the truth of what Black America needs. Say what you want about Joy Ann Reid. Matter of fact, I won't even bring up Joy Ann Reid. I want to bring up Tiffany Cross. Right? Tiffany Cross, though it was corporate, though it was definitely establishment, there was a lot of moments of pure blackness on her show.
Come on.
Right? A lot of moments of pure blackness. And guess who's one of the first show? Not a low rated show, by the way. Like one of the highest rated shows on MSNBC, and she gets canceled. So they can platform the person who sold out Bernie Sanders. So that you can platform, and they want to actually elevate Stephen A. Smith to the same level. We have to start looking at authentic black voices and then figure out a way to not always tear them down when they come up. And that's one of our problems. Authentic black voices get torn down. Cancel culture always hits, and even though I don't think cancel culture is real, it always hits.
It is for black people.
It is for black people, right? And it always hits the ones that are telling the truth. Let me tell you something. Any brother who represented the Black Panther Party in the 60s would have been canceled by it.
Not canceled. They got killed. They canceled them back then. They got killed or ran out. It's Marcus, we can hear your sound, brother. Your sound gone.
Is it? Oh, no, my bad. Say something, Marcus. Dang, I thought I was. Hang on. Try it now, Marcus.
Say something, Marcus.
There you go.
Well, hang on. Well, keep talking, Marcus. God, dog. Reset it one more time. I'm trying to. I was cranking it up for the audience, but apparently cranking it up cuts it off.
Okay.
John said something that was powerful that we let pass in the crowd. He said a while back he called Stephen A. Smith and all of those who subscribe to that ideal of politics as plantation politics, and we should start calling it that. Dixiecrats with plantation politics.
Dixiecrats with plantation politics.
That's why Stephen A. Smith and the likes like Charlemagne the God exist.
That's right. Listen, let me tell you something. Stephen A. speaks to a very particular type of black person. It's not that this black person is necessarily bad. It's that this black person is unplugged from any nuance of politics, any nuance of even their blackness. Their blackness is almost one generation away from removed from liberation. They don't know nothing. They're not entangled with the civil rights movement still. They're not connected to the, any of our movements, liberation or otherwise, right? They're black people who were born and exist in a space where Sports Center is their church. And if that's the full range of your participation in society, Stephen A. Smith will sound intelligent to you. Stephen A. Smith can launder in, even though we all know full damn well, we know exactly what he did during the election, peddling Donald Trump. Just like Charlemagne the God, what they do, they soft pedal Donald Trump. And then at the very end, they are switching to now try to be the voice of Black America.
That part. And Stephen A. Smith can never be the voice of Black America with them curtains on the end of his shirt.
Which is why I want to play this clip again. Because did y'all see this? Did y'all see this clip of LeBron?
Yes.
Chin checking his boy.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That was good for my soul. I needed to see that. I need to see that. And I needed to see the fact that Stephen A. Smith ain't do nothing but nod his head and sit his little narrow behind down in that seat. But then he came back later on and does and what he does, run his mouth on a microphone, did not have the testicular fortitude or even the ovary fortitude to get in there and say this to this man's face. But this is the type of man you talk. Look at him. What are you gonna say to LeBron?
What are you gonna do to LeBron? Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
That man spent $1 million on his body every year, dog.
And LeBron is worth more than him. So we could think how you want to.
LeBron should have taken a step further and got that assault charge, dog.
Yeah,
that's the perfect way to retire. He'd been the first person to retire, punching for blackness.
Right. And family. See, that's another problem. Like, the most important thing was he was speaking for the black family. I'm a dad. Stop talking crap about my kid. Now,
yeah,
you can have whatever viewpoint you want to on Bronny, right? But Bronny been showing out also recently.
And Stephen A. Smith ain't got nothing to say about that. That man averaging 24 points in the G League.
Come on,
also,
man.
That man playing like 10. Hold on. He playing like 10 minutes when they bring him up.
Bronny been running one-on-ones with LeBron James for the past
exactly
20 years of his life.
If that man was playing 15, 20 minutes in games, he'd be averaging 12, 13 points. He'd be the top five rookie. And I think people aren't even seeing that. And plus, also, you don't even know what it means to get in rhythm when you get 1 minute to go on the court, 2 minutes, and they pull you right back out. You ain't gonna never get going. If that man was playing the time, also, people don't want to mention this, but I will. Kobe Bryant was a sixth man in his rookie year, averaging like 5 or 10 points on it.
That's because he had a. That's because he had.
He came in behind Eddie Jones. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You're absolutely right.
So people
forgot all about that.
Yeah,
Gee, my God.
Yeah. So I think, you know, we treating this kid like he's LeBron James. He's not LeBron James. He's Bronny, but he still can play. We saw what he destroyed when he said, "I'm taking over the G League." He did. He did. And he ain't did that ever in his career. He's never been a guy that's gonna dunk on you or shoot on you first. He's a passer. But he showed you, if you make me, I will.
I mean, and how the NBA works, it would be perfect. I mean, you know, another team can get him, right? Like the way the WM, if you're not claimed by the team that drafted you, another team can pick him up. Now, I don't think they want to mess with LeBron like that, right?
Yeah.
That's the kicker, right? But I mean, it would be pretty dope to see LeBron, Luka, and Bronny on the court at the same time.
Didn't the G League just end or ended about to end? So he's about to get some playing time. I hope you know, that Duke player down there that's coaching that team who shouldn't be coaching. We'll leave that at that. But you know, that's the power of whiteness. You know, you can have a podcast and become an NBA coach just because you are who you are. And but I think if he get playing time, give the man 15 minutes a game and see what he do.
Yeah, Robin averaged 2 points a game, but Robin almost averaged 20 rebounds a game.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Nobody was depending on Robin to score, but that man was a monster.
Robin smoke a cigarette, do some drugs, get on the court, and kill it without even practicing. Actually, he practiced a lot. He was a good practicer. Actually, I'm tripping.
Yeah, what Jordan say? I don't care about his dresses.
That's right. That's right.
You want to play harder than that man.
That's right.
Guys, I have to eat dinner.
Yeah.
And I love the squirrel game. Y'all know I love y'all. If we don't have as many new subscribers and or likes on this stream as we do people watching, then some of you have not done your job. What are you waiting on?
You failed us.
I'm Mondale Robinson. I'm 1/3 of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, where we talk shit about your grandmama and also educate you. This is class.
That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. The squirrel game, put some squirrels and some acorns in the chat before we get out of here. Marcus, in your hand.
Hey, listen, thank you for watching another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Please like, subscribe, and stop what you're doing right now and share this on your social media platforms. If you're watching on the Clickbaity channel, please make sure you subscribe to the Ben Dixon Show. If you're watching on the Ben Dixon Show, please make sure you subscribe to the Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap channel. And if you're watching on either one of those, please come all the way over to Marcus Farrell Live, where I am trying to get you to run for office and talking about particular issues of modern day politics. Thank you for watching us, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight. Unapologetic. Yeah. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, thirst trap, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, thirst trap, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad.